Hey Midwest Conference fans, I'm Megan Dodrill, and today with me is Lake Forest College defensive lineman Nate Barnes. Nate, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
We'll launch right into our first question, which is, what are your individual and team goals for the season?
Kind of starting off with team goals. I would say that we really want to, make it back and, win the Midwest Conference again and then go off into the playoffs and then continue to make some noise in there. I think we have a really talented team this year, and I'm really excited to see what we can do as a group. Individual, I don't like to set a lot of benchmarks for myself, but I just want to be really the best player that I can be, the best leader that I can be on the field at all times, giving it my all, regardless of the situation.
For sure, have a strong season. My next question for you, Nate, as a fifth year on the team, what compelled you to come back for yet another season?
Really, I'm not ready to be done playing. I still love the sport so much, and I love the guys that I'm playing with. I love the team. I love the brotherhood that we have together. I love the coaches, the coaching staff. So it was a pretty easy decision for me to be able to lace up the cleats again for one more year.
And how do you contribute to the overall leadership of the team and the defense?
For me, I was just try and bring a good attitude every day. Always have a smile on my face, regardless of the situation. If we're running, 20, 100-yard sprints, I'm still gonna have the same smile on my face by the time we're done with it. So I think just making sure everybody knows that it's okay to laugh, it's okay to have fun, because at the end of the day, we're playing a game, and so I think sometimes people forget about that. So that's what I'm there for a lot of the time.
Bring the good energy, I like it.
Exactly.
Nate, what makes the Forester football team unique?
I would say just kind of like the bond that we have together. We're a very tight knit group. We're very close. I could pretty much ask anybody on the team for anything at any time, and I'd feel comfortable doing so. And I think everybody would feel the same way about that. Um, Sorry, can you still see me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. But I think the tight knit group aspect of that is really what makes us special.
Awesome. Nate, who would you say is the best leader on the team if you had to pick someone?
Best leader on the team would probably definitely be Donovan Plummer. When I first came in, he was a sophomore, I believe, and he was kind of starting to find his way as a leader even then. And as he's progressed throughout his career, he's really become more of a vocal leader and somebody that I look up to. He's very knowledgeable about the game. I'm always able to get new moves from him or kind of learn something different uh, from him.
Awesome. My next question for you, what is the best part of being a student athlete at Lake Forest College?
For me, the best part about being a student athlete at Lake Forest College is definitely kind of the relationship that I have with my professors. They're very understanding and kind of understand like I'm an athlete, and there's some certain things that I'm not always going to be able to get to, like class, if we're on an away trip or something like that. And so kind of just being like having that tight connection with them and them understanding like, hey, he's going to get the work done. It might not be, in class on Friday when he's traveling, but he will get it done on Thursday or the following Monday, and just having that mutual respect between me and the professors and the small class sizes.
Yeah, sounds like a good working relationship. My next question for you, if you had to pick just one, could you pinpoint a favorite game from last season?
For me, favorite game was probably our second game of the year at Illinois College. They have a really good offense, a really strong team, and just being able to go in there and kind of set the tone. They got one early on us right at the beginning of the game, but then we kind of went back to the sideline, reset, locked in, and there's no more from there. So I think that was definitely like my favorite game, is where we all came together as a team.
Awesome. A few more questions for you, Nate, with my next one being, how do you anticipate the influx of new coaching staff, which includes a new offensive line coach, a new quarterbacks coach, and a new linebacker and special teams coordinator? How do you feel like that'll impact the team's performance and strategic approach this season?
Well, I think things are definitely a little bit different than they were last year, but the good thing is a lot of the same guys are still on the team, so a lot of the play style is still the same. And none of our like core values really change that much. We're still going to run hard to the ball. We're still going to give 110% effort at all times. So it's been really nice to meet all the new coaches that have come in, and they've kind of adapted to how we play, which is super nice. So they've seen what we've done, and what we did has been working for the most part, and so they've kind of adapted and kind of coached us in that way and started leading us towards that.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing best.
Definitely.
My next question for you, Nate. What is the best part of Forester football?
I guess the best part about Forster football is probably just the, intensity and all the hype that comes around it. We're a very competitive bunch, very competitive group, and I love competition myself. So it's very fun when you're kind of just warming up with one of your teammates, one of your buddies, and you're competing to see who can get to the 5 yard line the fastest. And I think it just always keeps you excited and always keeps you ready to play football. Because I mean, there's days in the summer or even days in the fall where your body hurts and you're tired and it's hot outside and all that. But when you have these little competitions on the side going on, it makes it a lot easier to just keep pushing through and going.
Some good friendly competition.
Yeah.
On that note, how do you prepare for those intense rivalry games in the conference?
I think you have to approach every game the same. Whether you're playing, this team over here, this team over there, I think every team has to be treated the same way because you don't ever want to overlook a team or, underestimate a team. So I think we attack every single practice the same way, regardless of the week, regardless of the opponent. And that's another thing that makes us so dominant is that we're going to give you our all until you quit, and then even when you quit, we're going to keep going. So that's the best part.
Keeping strong. Nate, what are some key lessons you have learned from past seasons that you plan to apply this year?
I guess from past seasons, just like kind of like you don't always have like a direct path to anything. Things can get bumpy, but things like it's always going to shape out at the end. I think that's always something good to keep in your mind. Nothing is ever perfect in the game of football, as much as people would like it to be. And so that's one thing that I had to learn along the way is it's not always going to go my way right from the start. But if you keep working, you keep putting in the effort, um, things will kind of fall into place for you at the end.
Absolutely. My last question for you today, Nate. What are you most excited for this season?
Most excited for this season is just seeing what we can do. I think that as a team, we're going to be very special. And, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to actually see it and do it. And so I'm really excited for week one to put all the pieces together and keep going. Of
Well, we can't wait to see you guys compete this season. Thank you so much for joining me today.
course, thank you for having me.
Yeah, best of luck this season.
Thank you so much.